heavy. They seem to thrive in these environments. So having the two of them going toe-to-toe, really excited to see that. And it looks like we might even be jumping into things. Here we go. We're up in spawn right now. You can see us just looking on down at the boys, but the buys are in. The pistol round's ready to go, and let's get this one underway because the winner of this one is through to the Legend stage during the likes of NIP, Na'Vi, Furia, Gambit. They're all waiting in the wings. Who's going to join them first?
Yeah, I mean, so it's a stacked second stage of the competition, but we've got to get there first, and we're about to be locking in a team by the end of this best of 3 for that Legends stage. Heroic or the Flames. I'm just excited to see if these individuals who are the opposite of what we were talking about with some of the Movistar riders, they just seem to have loved and thrived under the pressure and the upgrading competition.
Yeah, I think this one here is going to be a real biff, and already been biffed on down. Is refreshed to 14 HP. A pretty aggressive stance here from Cadian on the crane. Going to have his teammates more passive in the site to bait them on in. You can see refresh tucked on in. He should be that first point of contact, and Tessas jiggle peeking from the headshot box over towards the scaffolding position. Cadian starting to get a little bit aggressive here. We'll have a biff with Roy, who is playing the sandbag position. Headshot angle. Oh, and a shot from Cadian there to kick things off.
First 2 clicks of his mouse in the series, and he's already looked good. That was a slither gap just under the crane texture as well, like far from easy.
Well, that's Roy. That's the star of the show down here. Yabi, Zyphon, they can be pretty handy, and Nikodos on that AWP, not too bad either, but look at this space. They're just walking on through. Spotted now. Pressure on.
This time, and that's a smoke. So they're going to have about 20 seconds or so if they do choose to respect it. I imagine they will. 3-man setup, ready to react. Yeah, we're already seeing on this T side a stubbornness to them. Copenhagen Flames now dropping the smoke onto the site. That will leave Cadian less supported than he previously was. If they find this, or they don't, Zyphon really struggled to finish his meal there. And that, had it been a quick headshot with the isolated Heroic team, yeah, perfect for Cadian. It doesn't get cleaner than that. A couple of chipped away health pools, but everyone's happy, everyone reinvesting, and yeah, Copenhagen Flames down.
So I just want to talk about a couple of details here. This is only the second major with Vertigo in play, right? So if you're thinking about that, and maybe you're not too familiar with the map, one of the positions that becomes very jarring is where you saw Cadian taking those fights. Now, with the pistols, it's not the end of the world. You can't be wall banged as much, but dropping that second smoke with the CTs it creates a wall. So if players come up a ramp, they can't just put Cadian in a position where he has to worry about behind him, which is front sight, and the push-up. So I really like the way that they addressed that just there, just with Util alone. And we'll focus back in on this one because it's going to be Nikodos into that scout. The rest with the Deagles and a couple of smoke grenades here. And if you're Copenhagen Flames, you're not going to want to sustain too much damage early. Refresh, nade out for a timing. Barrels on down and actually a little bit shy right there. So not as much damage as it could have done. Toes spotted. Eagle shot. Forced back, Tessa's hanging around, and Zyphon doesn't miss. Another banger.
Whew, there's definitely talent for Zyphon. I'm not talking about Astralis talent. He didn't think that either.
Oh, they got the M4.
Yabi, what you got for us? Another young gun. Looking for some fun, and down goes Cadian. They're making this more than competitive. It's threatening. Refresh, yet to reload. He's got... can't give you a number, but I can give you a rough approximation. Few left in the mag. Concedes it.
Oh, deep smoke. You like that. Deep elevator smoke there. That's going to force them through the heaven position here. Or... oh, wait, it's down as the bomb. It's down to the bomb this whole time.
Okay, well, Yabi's sure... you're not... he's... yeah. He's going to consider his options. He's dead. That's a brutal condemnation of the round that looked so promising for the Flames. But yeah... down, having that information, and they've got both of them down.
Oh, how does he get through this?
Around the world for this, and Stown just stands and delivers. Now, I want to highlight early, as his name's in the feed, it's a topic for discussion, that he was the only player that stood up for Heroic in their opening loss.
That was against Tai Lu. In the first half against Tai Lu on Inferno, he had like 22 kills in the first half, and nobody else on his team hit double digits, right? So Stown was this individual, and I was prefacing it as we were getting into that game, like if Stown shows up and he has a really good land, like we talk about so many players on this Heroic roster, at least in the online realms, being very high skill, but Stown was always the one within the team. I was like, he should be the star. Now, if he can find consistency of that form, beautiful, and that could be the changing factor here for Heroic. But that was a round that almost got out of control that he won by positioning and the bomb alone. So, good stuff there from Stown, clowning on him a little bit there. And look at this heavy mid setup. Hello?
Nice from Zyphon again. He's just a threat at all points. Doesn't matter what weapon's in his hands. Deagle headshot provided, but what?
Cadian!
Nearly got caught out with that one. I think he was looking for a quick nade deep into mid, but thinks better of it now. Two Deagles in play, and yeah, make it one. It's a powerful angle, especially on those anti-force or anti-ecos.
Who'd you pick for this one? Did you do predictions?
I had Heroic as my 3-0.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, you might get that one. Shush with another lovely shot there. Yeah, it's hard to know what to expect with Heroic, right? Like, there's been so much around them. I think they're past all that now. Obviously, they have Exist here as the coach. Oh! Oh, felt like he had a lifetime to hit that one, didn't it?
I think he had like over a round timer. I think about 2 minutes to hit that shot.
Steadies his aim, gets the kill, and here we go. So Nikodos will have enough to get into the AWP, but opts to go for the AK-47.
Cadian's got such a tempting AWP buy. Yeah, okay. You can't resist. I don't blame him. And coming into that first real resistance out of the Copenhagen Flames, he gets to throw his own flare and his own AWP presence down range. We know they've been knocking on the A ramp early. And Zyphon indicating there is going to be, once again, a lot of presence there. The short side smoked off. It enables Roy to get his legs up the early ramp. And Cadian's going for a crane peek, or at least a deep nade. That's nerdy. Nice little underhand rolls into Roy.
Yeah, it's hard to pick that. When you see that smoke that Roy's thrown, just landing on the side there of the scaffolding position, you can one way around it. Roy gets a bit of a free fight, and he's actually going forward.
Tessus, I can't believe he's actually going to peek on this. The flash is perfect, and they execute it to perfection. Like, was that still Zyphon smoke that he's been flashed out of? It could have been a re-smoke from the CTs, but regardless, an aggressive maneuver out of Heroic, and now, well, the 4-on-4 is established. Shush was eliminated. They're looking for a boost into the B site. Now, if there's a lazy angle on down...
boys?
Not sure what's happening here, but Nikodos has actually got the world in his hands.
This is huge. This is huge. He stirs the smoke as well. He's going to get all of this.
I mean, obviously
over-rotated so heavy. He can be all the way up towards heaven. He can cut off the rotation here.
Oh, lordy.
They have no idea.
Just the sound
No
cue.
idea.
Yeah, completely books him here. Does he have any trigger discipline in him? Or is he just going to take what he gets?
He knows there's two. He knows there's two.
Yeah. Round opportunity to finish it right here. Even checking for the flank. Tessus is tucked in snipers. He saw he was going to try and lose him in the smoke. Now, Nikodos reveals himself, and Tessus just can't quite believe it. Sound will finally silence him, but great reactions out of the Flames. I don't know where exactly, because you know steps are so rife in Vertigo. There must have been something for Nikodos to start taking liberties.
Well, we know that Heroic are really quick to rotate around, right? We know they're one of these very reactive teams. So right there, Nikodos just with positioning alone, the ball's there to walk on into the site on his lonesome, completely untradeable. Finding that room and finding the round. It's quite curious as well. Both of these Danish teams with Swedish coaches. Right now, Pitta obviously not behind the Copenhagen Flames, but is the coach of the team. And on the other side of things for Heroic, they've recently got Exist into the mix here. So that's a fun little tidbit for people to keep in mind. But there you go. That's the round, the first one on the board for the Flames. And we're keeping this one close.
Speaking of Exist and talking to the Ninjas and Majors, 5 major grand finals in consecutive fashion.
And 1 trophy.
And 1 trophy. Yeah, well, you didn't have to add that, did you?
Well, lots of heart. Well, yeah.
Well, you do, actually. Yeah, no, Alex, come on.
Lots of heartbreak. Lots of heartbreak.
Like that, I mean, it doesn't get more heartbreaking than that, really.
Exactly.
I mean, also, but that is the context for Get Right head in hands with the ESL Cologne trophy, right?
Yeah.
Was it Cologne? Yeah, Gamescom. All right, back into the action. That AWP still prominent. This time, Cadian was dispatched towards B. Looks like he's going to be keeping himself honest. They've got a 4-man stack of the CTs here, and this boost, if they get it perfect, he won't be exposed until they strike. So this is a very well organized, well rehearsed. The 2 new additions to Heroic are partnering up for crime.
This is curious, right? Because this is such a heavy gamble early, right? The fact that they've just gone with 4 players here over towards A, hoping that they clamp down on their site, and they're going to B right now. So for Cadian, if they do full execute onto his position, well, let's see if they do the boost properly this time. So Yabi gets up on the higher position, jumps on the head of Hooksy, and hello.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, they did that perfectly. You can see that he had full accuracy, and it was a tiny little spick of his head when he chose to fight. Brilliant work out of them, at least to force Cadian out, and he's chosen to rotate off. Are they playing retake?
I think they're bluffing them here, right? The fact that you've seen the AWP, right? You know which bomb site is at. It's hoping that it forces them over towards A. And right now it is. There's still lots of time. So they can walk up here and flirt with this idea, but the trap that is still waiting over towards A is the drama.
Yeah, and I mean, Heroic are so dynamic. In contrast to the games we've just been casting, just seeing these CT icons are constantly moving, and now so are Copenhagen Flames at the 30-second mark. They once again show face at A and creep back for the very same boost. Stown didn't see it the first time. This will be brand new to him.
If they full execute right here onto the site, they still have to worry about Stown, and this is such a sneaky position, but not with the silenced M4.
And not with a boosted angle. Oh, they give up on it. Okay, here we go, lads.
Rotation's coming.
14 seconds, you've got to clear out Stown. Somehow, some way. Tess is already hitting shots. Stown does knock one down, and this falls apart for the Flames. A Hail Mary wallbang, trying to hold on to what he can, take a couple of CT buys out of the equation, but playing for their lives. Zyphon lives on, as does Nikados. They will not get any rewards, but keep hold of what they have.
Okay, then. Well, that's a good response. Heroic took the gamble, and they stuck to their guns, and they rotated around late. So, really good stuff there. Not to get aggressive, not to give away any opening picks. They're not giving anything up to the Flames here. Still enough money for them to go for what should be a buy. Nikados can drop an AK. The same can be said for Zyphon here, and Roy has enough money to buy himself. So, as far as the purchases go, it shouldn't be too many issues. But it will be a timeout taken, just to discuss those exact options.
My pick'ems have disappeared.
They've disappeared?
Look.
No, click on the left one.
Oh, that was the legend stage. Okay.
But it is loading.
It is. Yeah.
They're not on your screen.
They don't exist anymore.
You got worried for a second, didn't you? I picked Heroic and they're winning for what?
No, I was thinking more about the future stages. I was looking forward to playing the game.
Okay,
and I have been neglecting to send my submissions for my predictions at all times.
We'll just autofill you. You get whatever production's feeling.
Yeah, let the AI win for me.
It's like the monkeys doing the quizzes.
Yeah,
right?
they usually get better.
Yeah, they do. They just do C for every answer and get on through. But here we go. So an aggressive mid, little jaunt just here. Cadian.
I mean, do you think he continues to clear?
I think if you're at this point right here, you can't stay forever because they will have to rotate at some point. So yeah. They have to decide right now, do we want to peak more aggressively or do we want to drop on back?
Tessus has been great so far, and like Scaff, it's a big responsibility on the A site, and he's already succeeded in the one way, or rather the flash and peek. Ooh, AWP shot heard. He'll drop his own smoke, and notice how deep that is. He'll be able to peek over that.
Oh,
that wasn't the AWP. He may not expect this, and Cadian very quick on the draw. So he's returned the favor. Zyphon down, forced to watch. We got 60 seconds in here. They come up the crane and down with a rain of bullets. Tessus not going to be able to string together 3. Hooksy safe from the Flames. He will be able to connect 4, the Copenhagen boys. And this flash is decently well placed. Cadian at least forced off the line. Refresh swallows it. And they don't have 2 smokes, but the Molotov, or rather the flash and smoke combo, that's an incendiary to deny a default plant. Susceptible to a spray elsewhere.
They need to get up the ramp now. The smoke's going to start to fade, but they're looking for fights.
And Nikados with an AWP, no less. It's just not the weapon for these close quarters engagements. That's the nade, and this is the spray. Refresh commits his life to this. It's all onto Hooksy, and he doesn't last long. The team play is euphoric when it works. You just see Heroic, everyone.
Progression, a passive one from Cadian. So back and forth is this rally of Util. Deep mollies as well to hold them at bay and do as much damage as they can.
Interesting. I think that was also, it stops them being boosted on that corner, which means Tessus is no threat or unthreatened.
They used a lot of nades here early though. Like, to take a look, Heroic have gone through all of their incendiaries at this point. It is just smokes left to defend with, and we still have a minute 15. Mid is where we turn our attention. Nikados is out, has Zyphon with him, and they're actually going to set up the boost. Now, they won't see a whole lot here. You can see the position being taken from Stown. Now, this is a difficult angle.
5-2, but that was a double AWP set. The timing could not be any better for Nikados. Again, he's going to be behind him. His domestic rivals flanked, and I don't think they leave with a single weapon here, Chad. Nikados is going to secure it.
Trying to save.
Oh, he spotted him. Nikados loses all that potency in just a timing window. And that could have been a big difference maker in the scoreline. Don't forget, it's 5-1. Now to be 5-2, but that was a double AWP save. And they're getting away with it, I think.
Yeah, they should be safe here. So Tessus to hold on to one for Katie and the boss man. And it should be looking good here to stay competitive in the rounds here. But the volatility of the CT side, right, of them being all over the shop, that you can see is coming back to punish them in certain scenarios there, because the A bomb site very susceptible. Now they are dropping guns across. Cadian's been able to hand out an M4. If you're the likes of Stown, you could drop an MP9. Tessus can drop a FAMAS, and you know they could even go for 2. So the buy, it's going to happen, right? But it's not going to be as strong as it once was.
Yeah. So that Tessus frag that has enabled and facilitated this double AWP to be maintained into round 8. If they now proceed to beat the Flames with these 3 weapons, this is where that comes back to haunt him. He'll be thinking about that one into the end of the first half.
It's also interesting because the mind games here in the level of prep, like Heroic were well aware that Nikodos was in middle, and they actually spent quite a decent chunk of time trying to clear him out. But there's a point where you have to stop chasing your tail, because you have an idea that he was there, but imagine if he had evaporated, gone back down the ladder and was over towards A. You know, at one point you have to cut your losses.
We've seen rounds like that with Hampus, where he's actually committed to the site, but people know he's always in Arch, and they're clearing and running around the A site, still looking for him, bomb ticking on B. All right.
Now this is threatening right now. The T's are dropping their own smoke. That's to negate any Molotovs, and that's going to allow Yabi and Hooksy straight on in to peer on up towards this B bomb site. And Shush is actually giving up his position. They're threatening right now. Shush tucks tail, but they're pushing in.
They are. Yabi in pursuit of blood. High flash won't catch him. His presence on B has kept 2 CTs feet planted, and mid the responsibility of one of these AWPs. They know it's in play, and the backpack baits him. Zyphon using every trick in the book. Oh, nice frag. B site's open for business now. Shush
down.
Unable to contribute. It looks like the Flames have done enough. Nikodos late through mid. He loves it.
What a nuisance.
Yeah, just constantly. Like, that's supposed to be your channel to back into the site, but there's always second guessing. Is there going to be another ban there? Nikodos has provided, so has Yabi. And yeah, it's just going to be Cadian up to his old tricks, trying to hold on to what he can.
Oh, well, where is the... oh, it's just the A-bomb site simulator and smoke spams. This is a team who is taking control of middle and towards B and pressuring both. And as you mentioned, taking territory away and forcing them through a funnel here. It's funny how the map can actually be played multiple different ways if you try.
You could just take it at face value and dismiss it and only play 6 maps in the pool, though.
You could. People are pretty good at that.
Oh, sorry, 5 maps in the pool, because we hate Ancient too, right?
That's right. Yeah, it was green. Yeah. We got to hate the green ones, but that is great. That is fantastic right there. So 5-3. And I'm liking this from Copenhagen Flames because they're showing a bit of depth here. I spoke about Roy being the superstar. The guy's going down on his own towards A. He's holding presence on that bomb site. He only has 1 kill, but the team are manifesting these rounds, some really good shots. I'm liking their approach here with on this T side, and it is just going to be the Cadian AWP here, so this should realistically be the 4th round right now.
Same smoke, same routine, different nade. That one will chunk them, humble them a little. Maybe the USPs can do a bit
Cadian's
more.
here.
Great shot, and oh, he may not be ready for Cadian. Yeah, the AWP has been found. Oh, and multiple bodies. Yabi, he's getting so much info, but his survival is integral. He can't even take another. That's AKs galore. 2 now in the mix.
Bomb's a little bit loose right now. They need to pick that up. And Nikodos in mid again.
I'm loving it. Everyone's going to want to be a mid player after watching this. Go on. Oh, he gets them both. A 3rd denied. Roy's dunked Tessus in the meantime, and they know where Cadian is. This 2v1 should be Roy's. And that's a big round from him. Quiet, but of course contributing, as you discussed. And this time, his A walk has resulted in a round lockdown.
Great reactions, right? They knew how many players were over towards that B bomb side. They were able to take the space elsewhere. Both Roy and Nikodos were on individual missions. Individual, right there. And you even saw the Molotov that Heroic threw out. They knew that he was going to be close. They banked a molly off the wall to be close, and he still gets 2 kills out of that. So really good stuff right now, and they put Heroic on the back foot here. They can purchase him, but lacking the AWP right now, so let's see if there's a change-up in the way they want to hold.
Chad, they've been together for a couple of months, and they're so legit.
It's really good Counter-Strike. It's a very good understanding of where the game is at the moment and the way that teams like to approach certain scenarios and different tells. And they don't look flustered. Now, I know we're not getting any camera shots of these guys right now. That's still from those practice rooms, but regardless, this is good CS. Oh, Cadian sees absolutely nothing.
Yeah, caught out.
He didn't even react.
Didn't even move his mouse. It's a potent little smoke you like to throw out there, Tess. Let's get it deeper by that sandbags. Enables you to do all of this under the guise of it, but peek over it as well. You can see that's got layers to it, that.
They've got multiple one-ways out right now, so that will stall the Flames out, but actually going to push on through.
Roy's responsible for this. just moved his crosshair away. Now spotted out, has some support. A smoke to bail himself out of trouble.
The thing is, you can only do this for so long, and in the meantime, while they're putting all the resources over towards A, they're just walking in towards this B bomb site here, and nobody's home for Heroic.
They're cancelling the rotate. Why?
They might even already be saving, right? This is one of these classic Heroic moments where you go for the gamble stack, you hope that you pick correctly, and if they hit the other site, you go for the save. They're in, it's clear. More utility right now to help Zypher get that bomb on down, and well, Hooksy has them pinned, but little does he know he's a dead man walking. Tessus gets the kill, and well, they have a good idea where Heroic reside. Do they want to hunt? Because the retake, that ain't happening.
No, but that's an interesting question. What's their funds looking like? Not dreamy. Certainly some extra cash once this round is converted. Stringing together some consecutive rounds here, and gap is officially closed. Boosted on this box. It used,
Yeah.
I mean, when it was a forklift, for some reason it was infinitely more strong.
Yeah.
Even though this is higher and got that lovely little like headshot protector. I don't know why. I just don't see it work.
I think as well, like as obviously the forklift being gone, because now there's less overlapping angles. So your first jiggle is the left side of that box as come from the bridge, right? Then your second is top of the box, and then your third is the slither gap between the box and the gap that you can see towards the ramp, right? Then you obviously have the hard clears, but like I think that's one of the things as well. The details on the players and the clears, everybody's clearing that. Oh, okay. Well, look, that's a good tip to everybody out there. If you're in the elevator room, don't be jumping around. You might block a teammate's smoke. Make sure you're not hitting your mouse wheel or your.
I don't suspect that had anything to do with the round lost, though. No ramp presence early, but B presence early. What are you up to, Stown? I thought he was going to go through it for a second. The flash from Shush not going to happen. Re-smokes it actively, though, and it's going to stop the Yabby and Hooksy project.
But this is the thing, right? The tug of war right now. So all of that thrown on in to deny them walking through their own path of the smoke, but the feet have been spotted right there.
Oh, that could have been horrible, and it could still be. Tessus up to his usual tricks. And Roy bests him. He's been fooled once, but shame on you for expecting it to happen again. Here comes Refresh. It's a two-man hold currently. Heroic are yet to fully bite on this commit.
Oh, they're past
play.
the one-way. Cadian's screwed. So is Refresh. Refresh about to die in the back.
Didn't have a chance. Completely obscured. He doesn't get any info on that smoke. And yeah, this round surely over. The two rotating in. And they swallow nades. That's 2 dunks from Roy so far. We're only 10 rounds in.
Oh dear, and that was the damage done from Yabby over the cusp of the smoke over towards B that assisted in that right there. So let's call this one 6, and let's see if Shush can hold on to his rifle. Over towards the B bomb site with that silenced M4, but this is good. Not the best of starts out the gate here for the Flames, but now they're looking fantastic. Their reactions are great. Their communication and the way that they must be speaking with all the details of how much they're seeing the bodies, the understanding of what is open, what is closed. They're flowing across the map very nicely here. Now remember, we do have the A stream going on as well over there. We have FaZe versus Virtus Pro. That's the other 2-0 matchup here. Winner of this one and that FaZe VP game will be the first 2 teams locked in to that Legend stage, joining, as I mentioned before, the likes of NIP, Furia, Na'Vi, of course, Gambit, the big dogs, as it were. So a very, very important game right here. And I think if Copenhagen Flames are able to get through, not only through the virtue of the best of ones, where they've shown an absolute affinity for back over in the RMRs, but in a best of 3 against Heroic, a big team within the online era, these are legit wins. It can't be argued.
Yeah, there's no one disputing that. And you know, the fact that they were the tip of everyone's tongue in terms of like biggest takeaways, biggest surprise, biggest rise, then that exactly at the end of the first day of the major, it's the same.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You thought before was a dream.
Doing it on the qualifiers one thing. I don't know why it's one thing, because the teams were stacked, but they did it, and they did it convincingly, and now they're doing it here. This, if you've just joined us, by the way, is a qualification for the Legend stage match. 2-0, undefeated both of these teams, and Copenhagen Flames, with a map veto that certainly looks like a team that have been playing for years together. Vertigo, Nuke, Overpass.
It's crazy, right? They've beaten Astralis and Big so far, and Heroic could be the 3rd, so all big names here.
Yeah, all top 10.
And then I've taken a timeout for this Heroic, so what's the change-up going to be? Because a lot of these CT-sided gun rounds, it's been quite heavy, right? Let's do 4 players towards A, let's do 3 players towards B, let's have 2 players pushing middle, right? They've always been chopping and changing. The standard setup with this is 3A early, deny the rush, 1B, 1 mid, and then rotate a player around. So they're going a bit more for that, 1 mid, 1 B, and the man on B is Shush. Now here comes the boost again. We've seen them love this a couple of times here. AWP is up, and the AWP is spot. That was quick.
I wasn't so sure Shush are going to live through that. Nikodos not far off the mark with a wrist breaker.
But now the fear is on, and at this point you need to start hedging a player back to slink over to help mid, so your mid defender off Stown can help over towards B, because you know there's presence there, a minimum of 2.
You notice that swap over? Roy's ran out of nades, so they move Hooksy back. He's going to now continue to try and sell this with steps, nades. Cadian's kept humble, has to keep his feet planted. Still only 2 to defend this B hit that they've already showed
Here
one.
they come, here
this
they come.
Is clever. This is meta, and that's better. Shush takes the head off of Yabi. The commit's on its way, and so is the cavalry. Stown trying to slow them down.
Good shooting.
Good shooting indeed, and if Stown takes one as well, they're really running out of resources. Nikodos does connect on the AWP, and he's looking to go 2v3. It was 2v4. He's quickly changed that. Interesting plan. It will save him from the incendiary initially. Cadian, ballsy. Oh, he's just safe. The hunt is on. Hooksy's got info. Cadian's got frags, and Cadian's got more than one. Definitely need to pluralize with 2 in quick succession.
Great round from Cadian there, and even better stuff from Shush, right? For him to not just get 1 and done, he gets the first, he even gets a second there on the way on in. You can see the response of Stown, the utility dropped, and that was a standard CT setup. There was nothing gimmicky or crazy about that one from Heroic. It was just by the book.
Yeah, and what Copenhagen Flames are doing and succeeding at is faking a fake. I mean, they're faking the fakey boys out, and it's working to the point when Cadian has to pull out some incredible retake plays like that. It's interesting. It definitely feels meta for Vertigo, considering all of the sound cues and the rotation speeds. It's fun to watch. This is some good counters. 12 rounds in already. We're going to be seeing a little bit of a mix-up now. Roy's on his way.
Do we head back towards A, though, right? Copenhagen Flames has done a lot of work through mid and B. A has been where they've been stopped on out. The battle between Tessus and Roy, it's fallen either side, and it does appear that our attention is drawn towards A now. They're creeping on up through the left-hand side of that smoke. Roy will be tasked with covering off towards the gap. They're walking up quickly. Hooksy on the timing. Tessus, the smoke fading, and there's a kill from Katie, and they both light it up.
Hooksy, though, he has kind of slipped the net, and Refresh actually catches him perfectly. Fries him up nicely. A little bit of beer batter involved, and yeah, this one is at least going to slow down for a moment. Cadian trying to maintain his presence.
Game of patience now.
It is, and I can't believe Cadian's actually considering it. Like, you have no reason to. You have no reason to. He's going to. Off the flash, looking for Yabi. Yabi tucks in safe, full call in the first, but now Nikodos trying to make a round out of this. He's got util to spare, so he wants to flash for Yabi's peak on short right. Refresh is going to have to turn these. There's another coming, looking for the pop. Yabi does it dry. Slight shadow. It's easy for Refresh. Great placement of the crosshair, and now Nikodos running out of players. Never mind options, and there's a clean finish for Heroic.
There's a mental shift when you go back to the way that Cadian ran into the site and ran down both Nikodos and the likes of Hooksy, and then just here to take the fights. They want to fight. When they know where they are, they want to fight. They're showing that they're not afraid right now, and that's been clear in those 2 rounds. To jump up, to mantle up, to give that risk right there. It's clear that Heroic don't want to sit and wait and stew in their own juices. They want to make sure that they know what Copenhagen Flames are doing, and that makes sense, right? Because as you were talking about, they've been faking all across the map. You have to take a fight on one front. If you're going to gamble the site like you did, well, you're going to have to see if they're there at some point. Otherwise, they get into B. It's a 2-on-3. It's not an easy retake. But there is enough money for the Flames to buy again here. Nikodos can even get out the AWP, but at this point, a gear shift might be necessary, right? If they throw out something a little bit faster, they've been making it look the same. You know, in a lot of these rounds, they've been making it look the same. The B default smoke, the A lurk smoke to get Roy that scaff control. And then they're playing around that with different variations. But if you have a different strategy, if you have a change of pace, something maybe a bit quicker, would be great against these double AWPs if it has picture-perfect utility in play.
There's no absence of that on these boys. Let's see what Hooksy's cooking up for us. Also, the mid presence, you know, like that late Nikodos stuff was working wonders. We haven't seen them return to that.
See all this utility right here to scaff, it's just to stall out that one-way smoke, right? It slows down Roy's progression, and as that smoke starts to fade, so does the one for Tessus. He can throw out more. So this is all just about maintaining that control. And then when these smokes fade, they can drop a second wave of the CT util and even fight and pick. I think they're going to. Oh, there it is. Tessus on the jiggle.
He's really stubborn in this position. And damn, Roy swallows the nade in pursuit of the frag, and he finds it. There's another on short. Cadian makes that clear. A deep incendiary, but now it's all onto Refresh and his smoke. It's just shy, just delayed a little. He can peek over the top of it from the fence.
Game of one ways this, isn't it? Because Refresh is going to use that one. He actually scampers away back towards top site. So, all right, the number advantage stays with the Flames.
Now, if we've learned anything about the Flames, it's not going to be just a full 5-man commit, right? I mean, I see Xiphon still with a full satchel of util. He's likely going to have to be dispatched towards the commit.
Just looking at this right now with 45 seconds left, I think they will go for the A play. Because if they were to go back now, there's so many unanswered questions. Have they pushed B? Have they pushed into ladder room? Could they even be in T spawn? So it will be the all-in on A.
All right, well, at the 30-second mark, and the rotates definitely are not too close. Stack nades make it clear. The intention has been very, very apparent. Baits out Cadian. Not easy to do. Flashed off's down. They're doing everything. The nades are in the right place, Chad, and the round is starting to fall apart for Heroic. They might even pull the plug.
0 to 100 right there. 2 nades land, smokes drop, flashes, and Cadian's overwhelmed. And it looked like a round that was stalling out in their favor, right? And that's because you've seen them across the map. As you were mentioning, well, we haven't seen Copenhagen Flames go as a pack like that too often, and here it is.
Yeah, and it's 0 to 100 is the perfect summary, because thinking about it, if you're Cadian, you're going from nothing, and then your teammate's flashed, you've just been jiggled, you fired your shot, you're bolting, your teammate's blind, you know you've got about a 2-second window where the 5 men are closing in on you. Your bullets, unless they're all in a lovely single file straight line, it's just not going to be enough.
Well, the save, that should be good here. We will see Copenhagen Flames level things up 7-7, and they can even win the half here. Really good stuff, and it's clean, it's calm, it's collected. Don't know if it works the other way, Nikodos, but I
think I saw one clip of something. Was it a HE? I think I saw a
You can spam through there, but it's more often for the CTs to go up there with the teaser spamming, right? Because they're saving each other's heads, being a little bit silly. But that was a big kill right there from Roy, and a second from Roy right there. So we haven't seen a lot from him. We haven't been saying his name a lot. He does have 9 kills, so wait, well, he's contributing just as much as everybody else,
right? He had like 1 and 7 when we checked in last.
So he's come alive. But it's not like there's a lot of kills on all the players right now on Copenhagen Flames, right?
Different variation going on now. Another one, another switch up. And the fact that the sandbags will not be extinguished confirms their suspicions that it is a more passive setup from Heroic. Now, B's worked for them at times. The only time it was rumbled was when Cadian stormed back into that site. But look at Shush.
There's a filthy angle right here.
It is. I mean, the only vulnerability he has is, as you can see on that right side, he's got an awkward stair fight, and they can easily catch a glimpse of him as they ascend the stairs. That is if they don't round the corner in pursuit of that boost, which is much more likely. Let's see how aware Yabby is.
That flash right there was a passive flash to make it seem like it was a standard sight hold, right? That's to help sell that Shush is here.
And Cadian can react and contribute. He might even bait him in if he takes a quick peek. Yeah, they're not going to be looking. Oh, brutal. Oh, they clear him. Cadian very quick to trade. 50-second mark, but that was the bomb spotted on the B side of the map.
Roy's found another here.
Go now. It looks like it's going back to A, and Roy...
He's straight in.
This is big.
He's straight in.
It's up to Tessus. Now, he's typically the short player, so chances are if he can strike at the right time, Roy's going to be looking the wrong way. Cadian elsewhere down.
That was through mid.
Yeah, Nikodos in mid again. Doesn't need an 8-gate to pull that one off.
They've got both of them here, Heroic.
Oh, the timing is so perfect. That was the window to deny and extend play. Tessus' frag could build a round out of this. Look at him go. Hunted on the reload. A great shot out of Roy. And it's just one. Very low HP on Nikodos. They need to be planting. Nikodos has to try and cage him as best he can. He will live through the nade. The wallbang combination could have sealed his fate. And Nikodos' Deeg secures it. They will take the half. What a battle, a Danish derby. Do tell your friends this one is heating up. Vertigo, 8 for the Flames, 7 for Heroic. And this is just the first half of the first map for a spot in the Legends stage.
Yeah, this has been a good game so far. I love the back and forth. You know, I've liked the different variations as well that Heroic have thrown on out here. But the thing is, Heroic, for a lot of these gun rounds, were the ones chasing their tail, right? Whereas Copenhagen Flames, once they were able to establish themselves, you could clearly see, like, okay, the default what plays they were able to pull off of that. And they were very stifling in certain situations with the pressure that they were applying. So a good understanding here, but it's as tight as you can get, inseparable at the half. Now, is either team going to pull away early here? Util out for the likes of Cadian and Refresh. There's a P250 in the hands of Stown. The other just with their Glocks, and here we go. Not a defuse kit in sight on the CT side. 4 sets of Kevlar and Hooksy with the nades. He's going to flash to set them up. That's over she goes. Nikodos peeks, Roy as well, and they're blind as a bat.
Wow. Stubborn to stick around and actually swing into refresh, but trusting the flash as well, because still doing the dance with Shush. So many steps. He hears so much going on, and he still continues to bring the fight. Roy, sharp shooter. 3 of the 5 required, but the damage is done. Hooksy falls. It's still refresh and down. They're threatening, but not quite up to the task. Not only winning the first half, but starting off their CT campaign with a pistol win.
You're right about that stubbornness, though, on the peak, right? To go for that type of a swing, and well, now Roy's separated himself from the rest of the pack, isn't he? Up to 14 kills. Looking good.
1-7 to 14-10.
Not shabby at all, is it? Now, Heroic with no plant, they can't go for one of those force fires where they drop AKs across. And yeah, you're right, trusting the flashes. You have to have a lot of faith right there. The utility is picture perfect. We're going to see some Tech 9s board on in, and well, an A biff on the cards. Early nades up, gap smoke in. Bullets exchanged, and it is just a ruse. Back towards B quickly, but Copenhagen Flames are prepped for this. They have 2 players on the B bomb side. Their gap is actually middle.
Oh, and Loud up mid. They strike Xiphon, a perfect angle to address it. And yeah, these Tech 9s are falling flat as a pancake.
Nothing.
0, zilch, nada, nothing. And now they'll just have to, well, swallow their pride and take an 11th on the chin.
I really like the way that they approach that there. The B defenders, 2 of which to stop a B rush, but also aware that the mid waterfall is open as well. So you have link players here, right? So Yabi is the B player. He's linked up with Xiphon, who's watching the mid pushover, right? He's linked up with Hooksy, who's watching it from elevator, right? There's always a common thread, right? And that's really important, especially against a low buy like that. And we don't get a lower buy than this. Some Glocks, a P250, and a flash, and cutting noise early here. If you are Heroic, this is the type of round we talk about. We're baiting some nades out, finding a kill. That's the best you can hope for. They're a bit shy of the mark there, but they haven't even shown themselves just yet. So I think Heroic are a little bit worried about some hyper-aggression here.
What do you think's in those sling bags on Vertigo?
I think they're planning to have money.
Ah, yes, a heist of sorts.
Oh, wait, but it's a building being constructed.
Maybe it's all their Glock ammo. You've got like 100 bullets. Where are you keeping them?
That's true. Well, maybe a change of uniform, right? So you know what they do? They've got
like Hitman. What they put their CT uniform on and just go camouflage.
But you know what's strange? Like these guys would be working like this if there was a restaurant. Shouldn't they be wearing like construction uniforms with like high vis and hard hats?
Oh, that would be, dude. Imagine the skin. What a bright yellow head. No one in the history of Counter-Strike wants a bright yellow head.
Well, look, if you're going to be infiltrating a construction site.
Yeah, touche, touche. I'm just thinking about the actual model. Wow, a little Glock dink. Roy's got backup. It could go wrong, you know.
Peppered.
He went for the knife. Cajun's a greedy goose. Hoopsy's tamed the spray. Everyone's cool. 3 M4s are maintained.
Yeah, if you nick it, you're probably like, oh, it's all good. I can buy my AWP now, boys. Don't worry about it. Or maybe it's Xiphon, you can hook me up. But they do get the drop across, so all good. They do get the AWP out to play.
I don't know about you, but like my inner framing of Copenhagen Flames, and I think it's embodied by Nikodos' anime profile picture on Twitter. It's like these are the Zoomers that have been banging me out in matchmaking for the last 5 years. Yeah. They just got old enough to compete.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we're legal age now. Yeah. We'll see you in the server.
This bloody anime warming up, flanking the flankers, beating the fakey boys at their own game. Casually becoming the best team in Denmark and not even in the conversation.
Well, they will have beaten Astralis and Heroic today if they convert this one. So where's the question? And there he is. You speak his name. He gets an opening with the AWP. Cadian's down. Double mid setup. They're actually playing 2 mid, 2 B, 1 A. Roy is solo A. Okay. Sure. Interesting here.
Sure, man.
And more nade damage. Xiphon's found another. HG's coming through. This one is the House of Cards, and Heroic are inside. Flash forward. Yabi with more information. I love the risks that they're willing to take here. It all feels extremely coordinated out of this Flame side. One-way smoke drop from Shush. This is where you start to get a bit desperate looking for kills. Can apply some pressure, but Hooksy can just stay tucked in.
Yeah, I was going to say, he just doesn't have to move. He just hears it. I suppose the only vulnerability is that there's a potential for a slip, but Yabi's there as you described, a link player. He's still responsible for middle at times. Nikodos currently has a good idea, so...
Yeah, it's space. But as long as Hooksy doesn't move, it's fine.
And if they go wide on this...
Oh!
That's a problem. Xiphon is there to address it. He only gets the one. Shush has got backs turned, but Hooksy strikes. This is... it's contact all over the shop. But it's Heroic looking Like, they're on the back foot. Don't know who their foot is. And that's the end of that. Yeah, but you could see all the gaps being filled as they react, right? It's like Nikodos looks away, Xiphon returns, Nikodos to B, back to mid, Xiphon dies. It's just everything is covered at all times. But I don't know how much of that is active awareness or it's just filling in the gaps.
I'm going to credit them for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that they're like playing at some well-oiled Counter-Strike right now. But you bang on, like in that situation, Xiphon has just jiggled out as Nikodos has worked away. But not only has he just jiggled out, he's even got a kill as well, right? So that's the difference. Like, you can jiggle for info, or you can jiggle for the kill, and the kill is a lot. It's worth its weight in gold right there. And Heroic, unable to get into these sites and get the bomb down, Alex. And you know the problem that we really start to come into, it doesn't matter if you're on the CT or the T side, but if you're not saving guns for the CTs, and on the Ts, if you're not planting the bomb, that stimulation of the economy that we talk about here, you'll need a degree in this one day, I'm sure, is not there. So it's back down to the Tech 9s, a couple of Deagles, the light util, the loss bonus is the best thing going for them here, so the rifles will come out. But if the Flames just swat these guys away again, they'll be sitting pretty at a 13-7 scoreline here.
Yeah, Heroic haven't found a single way in. Not a single round, folks. Here in the second half, a very competitive T side was presented by the Flames. 8-7 on that half and really just building away from that 4-0 as it currently stands.
They're ready for this. There's two of them here.
Yeah, of course they are. Nikodos couldn't have a better weapon for the job. He'll be able to get one. Might even get greedy for a second.
He can just pick off his teammate's contact here.
Fires off the shot, and oh dear, an AK falls into enemy hands. Nikodos drops his contingency plan.
They're going through.
Straight through. This is fast. They need to react. It's a shooting gallery for the Nikodos AWP, the Xiphon M4, and just like that, problem solved. Roy, lovely angle. You can see that that's just as you avert your gaze, he'll unload his mag. 13, Heroic 7.
I want to draw some comparisons here for everybody at home. Within that first half, one of the things that Copenhagen Flames did on their T side was when they put pressure on the other side, a gap was taken, whether it was walking up B, walking through middle, or walking through A, right? Nikodos in that first round that they posted, the reason they won that round was because it was a B hit where Nikodos actually has walked all the way through A and secured all the space, right? Here, when you look at it, Heroic are hitting these sites, and there's multiple members from Copenhagen Flames there every time. They're running into a wall. But the guns are back out, and this is where we need to see the difference maker. Tassus with a safe smoke, drops that one up, pushes through, and Nikodos peeks off the back of it.
Yeah, Nikodos playing with fire here.
With the AWP as well, to hang out there, so very, very brave right now.
Does he plan to drop a one-way?
Has to drop something soon because he's pinned, and, well, that's perfect.
Deep. Won't have any vision over that.
Oh, Roy.
Yeah, exposed. Oh, Nikodos has just saved their skin. That could have really spiraled. Well-placed util. Refresh can't wrap the smoke, he says, with bated breath. Oh, I heard a little lick of it before we swapped. Sounds like Refresh was up to no good. Back to B, though.
And right now it is just one man on the side, a flash forward, nothing given, a smoke as well, and that one right there landing at the top of the stairs, so that will buy them roughly 20 seconds.
You're not going through that. You can boost around it. Oh, and Nikodos has dealt with the A-lurk. Refresh.
He just repositioned and then re-peaked. Dry!
Some people like it that way. Oh, hinging a lot on this position, and again it goes unchecked. It's just criminally powerful.
But the whole time we didn't even catch the Xiphon push.
No.
He was behind them, right? And they won the round based with that push alone, but what they had done for the rest, that was fantastic. 14-7, and I continue to be impressed by the Copenhagen Flames, and Heroic continue to be stumped here.
I mean, it's their pick for a reason, right? And who was it, the conversation you were talking about? Halvor was talking about.
Yeah, Vendetta.
Because not many people have been brave enough to take the Flames on Vertigo.
It's interesting map here that now they're able to pick in the best of threes, right? And with teams who are... Oh, run boost here. Looks like we get a run boost over towards B. The airlines. Canadian Airlines with that beautiful landing, but Abby says the luggage ain't ready yet. We'll be waiting at that carousel for a little while longer.
Everything is well placed. Of course, they're bullets, but even that panicked, flustered incendiary stops the boost. It has to be cancelled.
Yeah, the details here are fantastic. Hooksy gets away. Tassus does his very best. And there's Nikodos again. Like, what do you say? What do you say?
I think we just have to keep highlighting how brilliant they're playing. Like, there are underdog runs, and there are just underdogs becoming tier 1.
This is the Cinderella story.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Look at them go.
They even got the mop and bucket out like Cinderella as well here. Just.
And here's Heroic, the ugly sister, not going to the ball. At least not yet. Damn. All right, folks, we could have a spotless CT half here. Copenhagen Flames looking to go undefeated in our second half of our first map of this best of 3 for Legends status.
Here's the thing as well, guys. Let me just compound this for you. They do move on to the pick of Nuke, which is heroic, sure, but the Flames get to start on the CT side.
And
they get the choice of side.
I don't know about your opinion. Mine obviously counts for nothing, but Nuke heroic has it's not, you know, I don't see it and instantly think of mad heroic success.
I think of Danes for sure.
Yes, but it hasn't always looked like, I've seen great heroic nukes. I've also seen kind of weird and wobbly ones. So we'll get into this. Of course, we're talking about the second map before this one's quite concluded. But I mean,
I don't think they've got a plan, Alex. There's a good reason for it.
Yeah. I mean, this is like, you know, we're starting to get into the territory when we're watching that Astralis game. You're going to start saying owned and pooned and leaked and go roll back the years again.
Get a couple boom headshots in there.
Boom headshots. Everyone knows you run faster with a knife.
It's good fun. Go watch that, guys, in the break. I
don't think they can anymore. I don't think we have a VCR tapes available.
I'm not that old. Sorry.
All right. Is this really going to be it? Is this going to be the thrashing that it's been so far? Or Heroic going to extend play, pull teeth, make this tough?
One more for the shutout. This would be an absolute shutout.
Heroic's T-side, limp. Nothing to show for the time spent here on their attack. And Nikodos, the sandbags Orpa, constantly mixing it up. Does he get anything more out of this? They're quite light on util. Roy, the babysitter. This is surely over. A missed shot. It's open for business. Someone needs to take a little bit of initiative and try and punish that space, because the rotate's on its way, and as soon as they arrive, it looks like the walk keys have been held. So Hooksy's going to confirm. It's a bit too quiet, lads.
Well, this is the thing. They've just dropped the one-way as well. I wouldn't be surprised here if they start rotating back, or the other option is they all go forward as a crew and clear this out, just in case Heroic are doing that classic cutting noise, hitting that pause button. But they've sent Stown back up through the ladder.
Responsible for middle. At the moment, no one.
It's a beast split, most likely, with Refresher's current position.
Hooksy's going to be there in time. The flash came from construction side. They might be focused on that. Elevator's late. The smoke even draws his attention at the perfect time. Strikes for the first. It's a big one. A hard commit from Hooksy. It's left him low.
Bomb spotted.
30 seconds, though. If Yabi is well-trained, he's not giving him any more here.
He's hearing the steps. They're backed away. The fake of the ladder right there. They're going to go back
to mid.
B?
No.
Stown has the bomb. Stown has the bomb, and he's so low.
What's his intention? This is a risk and a half. If Yabi...
But there's no time!
He can literally win the round, and he has. Call it done. Nothing. Heroic left looking silly. Red-faced as rings ran around them. Copenhagen Flames in the domestic derby. A complete shutout on the defense. Now that is one way to make a statement and to continue to extend your statement of intent. Yeah, sure, you qualified the RMR. You looked like you were turning and popping heads, but now walking in towards the main event, and you're one map away from the Legends stage.
That's crazy, right? That is crazy. That CT side, right? It was their map choice, sure, but when you do it